Hello everyone, sorry for the disturbance in the last class. Suddenly we got disconnected because of some technical issue was there. Okay, so we were studying about types of sentences. Assertive sentence, in the first we have interrogative, imperative and exclamative. So basically there are four types of sentences we are going to discuss. Number one, as I told you and I explained you, Ram is doing his homework means it's a statement. So basic statements. So whatever the assertive sentence, we can also say statement sentence, declarative sentence, it implies that when a universal fact is stated or any statement is given, in that case we can say this is the types of assertive, or these are the names basically to symbolize them, basically to just indicate them that these are plain or simple or positive sentence. So if you look at this sentence, Ram is doing his homework, we can say this is positive sentence. So affirmative sentence can also be classified further. Number one, we say affirmative sentence. What we say? Affirmative sentence. Affirmative, or even we can say positive. Even we can say positive. Second, we have negative sentence. So assertive sentence can be of two types. Number one, we can say affirmative sentence, and another hand we have negative sentence. Okay, what is affirmative or positive sentence? Where we do not use adverb of negation, for example, where we do not find not. And positive sentence, you are understanding already, I think. So this is positive sentence. Ram is doing his homework. If I say Ram is not doing his homework, Ram is not doing his homework, so in that case we can say this sentence is a negative sentence. So this is the classification of assertive sentence and affirmative and negative. And coming to now interrogative sentence. What do we mean by an interrogative sentence? So a sentence in which we inquire of something. A sentence in which we inquire of something, right? When we ask question, in that case we say the sentence is called, or the sentence is an interrogative sentence. So for example, if I say, what is your name? What is your name? So this sentence is asking a question. I mean, what is your name? We are inquiring of name of somebody. So we can say interrogative sentence inquires of something. Okay, and it can also be classified into two. Number one, we can say open-ended question. Open-ended question. Open-ended question. Okay, and we have close-ended question. Close-ended question. What is the, what do we mean by open-ended question? So when we have questions starting from what, where, how, WH questions, basically WH questions. WH questions. So when we discuss about WH questions, when we talk about WH questions, what, where, when, how, and in this way we start our sentences, in that case we can say these sentences are called open-ended question. For example, what is your name is a open-ended question. Okay, what is your name? This sentence is called open-ended question. Why? Because it is inquiring about something. So basically if you first understand about the close-ended sentences, so it will be easy to understand open-ended question. How? Because in close-ended question we find answer of a question in yes or no. What have I told you now? If we find the answer in yes or no of any question, of any sentence, of any question basically, so in that case we can say this is a close-ended question. And how what is the structure of close-ended sentences, and how can we ask? So it starts with helping verb. Basically I told you how. If I say have you completed your task, have you completed your task? So if I am asking have you completed your task, so you would reply me yes, or if you have not completed then you would say no. So we got answer in yes and no. So generally this is easy, yes or no question we can say, or close ended question. So when we have answer in yes or no, in that case we say what type of interrogative sentence is a close ended question or close ended sentence. Open ended means when we do not get answer in yes or no, we want to inquire something in detail. For example, if I say what is your name, you have to tell your name. So you will tell a particular word or a phrase. So in this way you can reply. So this is the basic difference in open ended and close ended. Now interrogative sentences may have other types. For example, we have alternative interrogative sentence. Alternative means, for example, if I say would you like tea or coffee, so you would not reply in yes or no, or you have to, you have alternate tea or coffee, so you have to choose one of them. So in that case we say alternative. So but basically what we have, we have two division. Okay, in most of the cases you will find two division, but possibilities are there alternative in this way. So we have open ended question and close ended question, and this will help us when we will go to in transformation for voices, how we will transform the sentences of voices and active voice in case of open ended question, in case of close ended question. Okay, now coming to the imperative sentence. What is imperative sentence? Imperative sentence, in imperative sentence we give command, we sometimes make request, we give suggestion. Okay, command, request, suggestion, we can say advice. So when we give command, when we request, when we give suggestion, and when we give advice, this is called suggestion, not suggestion. So these are the things which refer to an imperative sentence. How? For example, if I say I am writing above, close the door. If I say close the door, so it seems like I have a servant and somebody also, not a particular servant, but there can be anybody, and I am saying just I am ordering, I am giving command, shut the door, be quiet everyone. So these are going, and when you talk about request, we generally use please, right? And sometimes we use kindly shut the door. So in this case our tone is low and we are showing some respect, and we are saying can you please close the door. So we have command, we have request, we have suggestion, we have advice. If I say let us go to the cinema, we should go to the cinema, should we go? I mean basically in this type of sentences we make command, request, suggestion and advice, and basic structure. If I say it directly start with verb most of the time, and the subject is hidden. Subject is hidden in the imperative sentences. Very, very important. How? Shut the door. Did I mention any subject? You shut the door? No, but it is understood. Subject is understood. So imperative sentences start from directly verb. Okay. So command, request, suggestion, advice. Now, and last we have exclamatory sentence. What do you mean by exclamatory sentence? When a sentence expresses sudden emotion or feelings. For example, it can be of surprise, okay, it can be of grief, we can say anger, we can say happiness, So in exclamatory sentences we find sudden emotion, sudden feelings which immediately, suddenly it comes. For example, if somebody unexpectedly gives us any surprise, that time you start jumping, and you come in a very pleasant mood, and you say many words. For example, wow, oh. So oh is basically a grief, and it shows sadness. So there can be several emotions which come suddenly. So for example, if I say alas, if I say alas, alas means, alas is a exclamatory interjection basically. Okay, it is an interjection. In the 8 parts of which we have one part, one concept in which we say basically this is we are covering in the exclamatory sentence. Alas means grief. So alas, he died so young. If I say this word, alas, he died so young. So alas is showing grief. For example, if I say whoa, we won the match, we won the match, we won the match. When there is a neck to neck competition between two teams and you are unexpectedly wins, or you win the game, so in that case you can say wow, we won the match, we won the match. So these are the exclamatory sentences, and sometimes in exclamatory sentences we the structure can be different, we can find. For example, if I say what a great surprise, what a great surprise. So here we do not have any interjection or word of interjection. Basically we are directly quoting a sentence, what a great surprise, and here we are placing mark of exclamation. So in exclamatory sentence we put, or we use mark of exclamation, or we can also say exclamation mark, exclamation mark. This is always being put. For example, here wow, alas, what a great surprise, how beautiful you are. In this way we can say several sentences we can make. Okay, so these are the general classification of sentence, and why I told you before going to the parts of speech, because this will help us in our further concept. We have concept, I told you, narration, especially narration and voices, because in narration and voices we have to go step by step. First we will discuss about the transformation of assertive sentence, then we will discuss about the how do we transform the sentences from direct to indirect of interrogative sentences, and further even we have how to convert, how to transform open-ended, and how to transform close-ended. So that's the only reason that I have to go through with these all kind of things. So you can take screenshot of this video. So now we will discuss about parts of speech finally, after discussion of phrase and clause and types of sentences. And let me tell you that if you are already aware of those kinds of sentences, so it is okay. If you don't, then you must learn these types of sentences, because as I told you, this will play an important role in our coming portions, right? Now parts of speech. Okay, so what did I write here? What have I written here? Word. So in English language, all the English words, okay, all the English words have been divided into 8 parts. Into how many parts? Into 8 parts. I think you know name. Number 1 we have noun, number 2 we have pronoun, number 3 we have adjective, number 4 we have verb, R is silent here, verb, Further we have adverb, then we have preposition, we have conjunction, then we have interjection. Then we have interjection. So we have 8 parts of speech. Number 1 is noun, number 2 is pronoun, then we have adjective, then we have verb, then we have adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. Here it is called verb. Okay, adverb, preposition, pronoun, noun. So what did I say? Before going to these 8 parts of speech, this line is very important. And what is this line? All the English words have been classified into 8 parts of speech. That means if you name any word, and it must belong of these 8 parts of speech. Let's say if I say board, this board. So if I say board will belong to which parts of speech in this 8 groups? So board will belong to noun. If you say sir wall, so you will say noun. Okay, so you will say bag will be also a noun. If you say yes, so sir we say in our argument, in our statements, in our conversation, yes. Sir, yes will belong to which parts of speech? Can you guess? Yes belongs to adverb. It is called adverb of affirmation. And further we have not will belong to also an adverb, and this is called adverb of negation. So all the English words have been classified into 8 parts of speech, and you can tell any word and you will find that it must belong to any of these parts of speech.